Hey y'all, welcome back to Mama Loves Manga. So today is going to be quite an interesting manga chat. I was recently contacted by Lilyka. Lilyka is a website that focuses on yuri titles. I decided to choose a title that I would absolutely not have chosen previously. Ever since my friend Amanda and I started the Yaoi Shelf podcast, that was I didn't mean for this to be a plug, but I mean, while I'm talking about it, go ahead and check out our channel and our podcast. I'll have links in the description box. But anyway, I've really been thinking a lot about the fact that this is fiction. You know, we say this a lot in our podcast, especially in, I think it was episode 4 where we talked about problematic things. I guess I just decided that I wanted to read something that would make me uncomfortable and see if I still got any value out of it, if that makes sense. And so I decided to go ahead and read The Rain and the Other Side of You. I will say that at first, what intrigued me was the cover art. Absolutely beautiful. But like I said, when I read the description, I was kind of like, ooh, Aisha, are you sure you want to read this? This story follows a woman in her late 20s who is a middle school teacher. And she has never been in a relationship. She's kind of like bumbling, and actually I will be honest and say that I liked her personality. She seemed, she just seemed kind of adorable. She seemed like someone that I would want to be friends with, except for until other things played out. But at first I was like, oh, okay, I like this teacher. So the other main character in this story is a student who is 13 years old, and she is, I would say that she is quite precocious. It seems like she is interested in her teacher, and she definitely makes a move on her. I'll just put it that way. And from there, the teacher is struggling with her feelings and also kind of learning about her student's home life. Seems like her home life isn't that great. This story kind of made me think of 2 other series that I actually haven't read, so you haven't heard me talk about them, but I have watched the anime for one of them, and I've heard enough people talk about them, and that is After the Rain and My Boy. Like, just from what I've heard about My Boy and what I know of After the Rain from watching the anime, this story feels like those, but together. So you have a young girl who has a crush on a much older person. In this case, this is her teacher, whereas in the other one, it was her boss. And she also has this home life that is kind of like iffy, similarly to what I think is going on in My Boy. Again, I haven't read My Boy, so I don't fully know, but from what I've heard from other people, it seems like maybe his home life isn't all that great. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is when I started reading it, I was like, okay, this is going to be an exploration into a child with, into the life of a child with like a very troubled home life, and maybe it's not going to be a romance. It's going to be an exploration of this messy situation. I will be honest and say that it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, and I was a little disappointed. I was disappointed. It ended up being more of a romance and the teacher's exploration of her, I guess, sexuality in a way. There are so many stories out there that I've read that make me uncomfortable, that have situations that happen that I cannot relate to, and I still get something out of them. I would say that this, I don't think that I personally got anything out of it, considering the direction that it went. But I also respect the fact that this is the mangaka's space to explore a certain relationship. And the more I read and share my thoughts with y'all on this channel, the more I realize that just because I don't personally like a story doesn't mean that it isn't good or that it's not going to have value for someone else. I do think that the student's home life could have been explored more, and I do wish that the teacher did not make the decisions that she made, and that's me. And that's coming from me as not only an adult woman, but also a mother. You know, the main character is 13 and my oldest son is 14. And I can't help but think how honestly furious I would be if a teacher somehow got into a relationship with my young teenage child. Like I don't even know, just thinking about it, I would be absolutely furious. I would probably be in jail. So it's very hard for me to separate my own real life and my feelings as a mom from fiction, you know. And so while I do know that this was a fictional story, I was triggered. And I had to sit with that. I will say that the art is absolutely beautiful. It's very soft, I think it works really well with the story. And, you know, the theme of rain throughout the story and how it brought the characters together, I think I would have actually enjoyed had it been a couple I enjoyed. This was not a story for me, but I do not regret reading it. I am also very grateful to Lilyka for letting me choose one. I know I could have chosen almost any other story, but I did want to step out of my comfort zone and read something that I wouldn't normally read. But I am absolutely sure there are people out there who will love this story or at the very least like this story. So if you happen to be one of those people, please know that I am not judging you. I am not shaming you. It is okay to like things that I don't like. And it's okay for me to not like things that you do like. You know what I mean? So anyway, I definitely do want to encourage y'all to check out Lilyka's website, because I have purchased other works from them that I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and read yet because they were digital versions and they're on my computer. I haven't figured out how to put them on my Kindle yet. So they've been sitting on my computer, waiting for me to either figure out how to put them on my Kindle or just sit down and read them on my computer. And I definitely will be talking about those in the future because I am 95% sure that they are titles I will absolutely enjoy because, you know, they have characters that seem to be in age ranges that I prefer. So look out for that. I just really, like I said, I wanted to try something out of my comfort zone, and I did. And I guess I'm proud of myself for doing that. But yeah, definitely check out their website and see if there are things there that you, as a Yuri fan, would want to read. And like I said, please know that I am not judging you if you do read this and you like it, okay? No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone for the most part because when it comes down to it, it is fiction. I know there's a lot of discourse happening on the internet about like manga, and certain places I guess are banning it. I don't really pay all that much attention to it, but I know there's a lot of talk about it and about what's appropriate for fiction. And I mean, that's a tough subject. It's a slippery slope, and I will probably not, I don't know if I'll talk about something like that on this channel. I don't know, because like I said, it's a slippery slope. But, you know, for now, what I'll say is, you know, it's fiction, and if you don't want to read it, you don't have to. And yeah, so anyway, that's all. I'm gonna go sit down and read your manga. Bye.